Alright, I'm gonna try to go through a tutorial at some point. Let's get my screen set up here. Alright, just gonna do one slow lap.
Pit lane speed limit is 45 miles per hour.
So we're coming up to a braking point here. Pretty much threshold braking from the 3 cone all the way in. Working into this concrete section here, down into first. Hold it tight. Stay inside, shortest distance on exit. Run it up to 4th gear. Track out as far as you can here, about midway through that little green section. You're going to turn in, touch of braking. Again, track all the way out, use as much as you can. This whole section's flat, really late apex to this turn. You can kind of follow the marks on the road. Then back down into first gear. Again, shortest distance here. This exit doesn't matter much. Just want a short distance. Up into second gear. You can leave it in second or first. Doesn't seem to matter too much. And then a constant steering angle all the way through here. And this whole section from here should be flat. Open up this turn is to not scrub too much speed on exit here. This exit's really important, because you have a reasonably long straightaway. The second longest straightaway in this track. Get into 4th gear. This light patch off to the left here, subtle braking into 3rd, and full throttle before the apex as we get onto the longest section of the straightaway. Alright, we'll run through a hot lap here. Obviously, we know a very good exit.
And last lap was at 156.05.
So obviously I didn't know if we could exit there, so I couldn't quite get into 4th gear. Late apex. Missed the curb. Into first, short distance here. Touch of rev limiter, no need to get the second. Minimize understeer. Touch a curb, don't lift. Into 4th, use all the track here. Way too much oversteer through there. Try to get a cleaner lap in for it.
You've just done at 423.48.
Again, looking for that 3 cone. All the way through the gears. Roll off the brake.
Exit time's okay.
Rotation without too much oversteer.
Sector 2 time is okay.
Going onto it. Just barely.
Track limits.
About a 1x there. Not a bad lap. We're just going to talk about a few things for the Global MX5 series that's run on iRacing. So the biggest passing zone down here, pretty easy to defend, either on the inside or the outside. If you're on the outside, you can brake later usually and get a long exit and hang onto an overlap coming into this next corner. If you're on the inside there, your objective is to outbrake the guy on the outside. It's really just whoever can brake latest and hang on to it without going off track. Not a whole lot of passing opportunities other than that. If somebody has a really bad exit here, you can maybe get around them coming into this left-hander yet. But again, since the car sweeps so much down in here, it's a very difficult place to pass. You're usually just following the rest of the track. It's all about sticking as close as you can to the guy in front of you and getting a good run off the final corner and using the draft to make something happen. While not an excessively big drafting track, you can use it to your advantage. You can stare at people that are running up to about 3 to 4 tenths a lap faster than you. Alright, we'll go through my lap outside of the car. Alright. So what lap was that? Lap 3. So let's jump behind and see what we can improve. Oops. Cockpit. Alright, as we can see, the car is all the way to the left of the track. I'm actually braking a little bit before the 3. That's probably too early. Really, right at the 3 is where you want to be applying the brake. I'm getting to about 80% and holding just off the ABS, maybe just barely clipping it. And then as we get into turn 1 here, we're going to start bleeding it off as we start turning in. Bleed off, bleed off, bleed off. The car will not turn if you're on the ABS. We're trail braking slightly. And just in a few moments as we're hitting the apex, we're going to get back onto the power and roll onto the power to avoid oversteering the car on exit. Again, flat through this section here, no problems. And then again, bring the car all the way track right. Find our turn-in point right about the start of the grass and start applying brake about halfway to 3/4 down. Again, bleed off. There's a big overcorrection there. A little too much brake modulation, a little bit too much wheel angle at the beginning. Throws the car into some oversteer. Not a huge loss. Just try to manage the car through here. A little bit of curb's okay. Probably hit that a little too hard. Lost some speed on exit. I can't quite commit to the throttle as quickly as I'd like. Also throws the car into some oversteer. And then I'm turning the wheel on exit, which again is slowing the car down. Again, if you're in the draft to somebody, these little mistakes won't matter much. It's just about being consistent. That would have went flat all the way down. Then we're going to get into our brake again. This is a threshold braking corner. Hard on the brakes, through the gears, all the way into first. If you can get to this right side of the track, that's best, but you can be pretty much down on the inside and not really lose a whole lot of time. This corner doesn't really seem to matter too much, as long as you're late on the brake and you keep the car neutral through the corner. there's definitely more grip on this concrete repaired section here. Utilizing that is best. Now again, you can, bop the rev limiter in first. Getting to second doesn't really seem to make a huge amount of difference. And downshifting into second or first after this corner doesn't seem to make a whole lot of difference either. Most important thing, getting onto this concrete section, repaired section, getting the car rotated well without getting onto the curb, and keeping this line tight, and then maintaining as constant of a wheel angle as you can through here. It's really just one consistent sweeping radius corner all the way through, and then maintaining full throttle as best as you can. Just keep it flat, do what you can. Minimize scrubbing. Understeer there. Definitely lost some time there, went off track. During a race that's not going to cost too much, in qualifying that would hurt. Again, this is probably the most important corner of the track during a race in terms of making a pass happen. So we get up here, we see this little area, little break of grass. Use that as our brake marker and turn-in point. Get the car toned in. And the critical part here is getting a nice early rotation so that we can get onto the throttle hard and fast right before this apex, as I do here. It's such a long run, it's very important to have a good run. Keep the car on track. Go through the gears until it gets turn one. They'll just about wrap it up for this week's Summit Point. Hopefully I'll be doing more of these. Thanks for watching.